Good morning, DSUSD. This is Sean Webb, your Director of Community Engagement and your Director of the Desert Sands Educational Foundation. We are here with I believe it's our seventh episode of Classroom Conversations, where we engage the DSUSD community. And I want to make sure to say special props and thank you to the Desert Sands Educational Foundation Board for providing this format for us to highlight some of the great things that are going on in Desert Sands and all the great things that are happening with our community partners. I do want to read off the mission statement here. The Desert Sands Educational Foundation secures funding and awards money to provide supplemental resources that enrich and enhance the student learning in Desert Sands Unified School District. And, we partner with our community partners to do that. And obviously, our main partner is the school district. And then we also have great partnerships in the community, which I'll talk about here in a little bit. But I do want to bring on our co-host, Miss Chef Mary, with us. And let me go ahead and bring her up here. Good morning, Chef Mary. How are you?
I'm doing great. Good morning, and how are you?
I am fantastic. I'm fantastic. You know what? It's Tuesday. We're having a great episode here. We got some amazing people that are going to join us, so it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's going to be good to talk to the elementary school teachers. I think they have a incredible job to keep these little guys all in a box. Our, our neighborhood kids are in the fourth and fifth, sixth grade, and
Okay.
it's interesting to hear their comments and to kind of watch them in action about what they're doing. Some don't have a clue. Some are right on top of it. And then the other one goes, well, if I can't get on, it's okay. I'll just get on at 1:30. It's no big deal. Uh,
Hmm.
so I think until they kind of fine tune that, these little guys are just hanging in there and they're just going along with the program and not getting upset. None of them seem to be upset or disappointed, or
Right.
I think they like the fact that they're home. And then when they take a break, they go outside and ride bikes and have lunch and jump on the trampoline. And then they're back in the classroom again. And they seem to be doing really well, actually.
You know what? I agree that the two teachers that we have coming on today, Brittany Rivenes, who's one of my former students, it's kind of cool. And then we have Mrs. Jenkins that's joining us. I've known her because she was a parent. She had students at La Quinta when I was an assistant principal there, and they're just amazing teachers. But before we get to them, I do want to go over some of the current things that are going on in Desert Sands. Let me pull this up here on our screen here. Um, so just so you're aware, Mary, great things are going on in Desert Sands right now. That first picture there, that first tweet that is, you've met Mark Tadros before, and he's been a great partner with
Yeah,
the foundation. He's been a great partner at Desert Sands. So he supplied snacks and fruit for all of our new teacher orientation that's going on right now.
that's
So
awesome.
that was me picking those up yesterday. Everybody got a package of dates and a little recipe card, from what I understand, and then they got some white nectarines that are all fresh here in the Coachella Valley.
Oh,
And
that's
then,
awesome.
yeah, exactly. You can't go wrong with that. And then you've got Dr. Cook, who's leading the new teacher orientation. We have some 65 brand new teachers, and it's pretty amazing. What they're doing is it's all virtual. So in years past, Mary, we would meet over the DEC at the district office or in the boardroom, and we would meet and we'd collaborate and we'd plan and find out all these great things about Desert Sands. But now that's just part of the schedule. There's 3 days of online orientation going on, so a lot of great things going on with Desert Sands with our new teachers, and then with our current staff, we do have great professional development going on right now. It's unreal. We have 40 some odd trainings going on for all of our teachers available. And Mary, I know that both Kim and Brittany, who are joining us later this morning, they're part of it too. So
Oh, that's interesting.
yeah, and this isn't a live document, but they shared the live document, so you can actually sign up for classes just by going on this link. They made it
Oh, my
pretty simple. Over 3,600 registrations have happened so far to the 40 different classes that we have going on. Um, yeah, it's just unreal. 24 plus sessions are going on for new teacher orientation. We've got 40 plus sessions going on for professional development. We're really trying to do our best to make sure that our staff and students are ready for the school year. And then this is the coolest thing, Mary. And I'm not sure even if Brittany or Kim know about this portion yet, but this is the coolest, is that our teachers on special assignment This is a hot link that is available to them, so they can click on any one of these boxes here, and it's a different activity, a different lesson, or it could be as
Wow.
easy as how to create your digital Bitmoji classroom, or how to establish norms and rules in a virtual setting. So our teachers have gone above and beyond to make sure that they have everything available for our staff when they come in.
Oh,
Yes.
that's incredible. That looks interesting.
Yeah, I'll have to share this with you direct. It is pretty fascinating to see all the different things that are available there, from assessments in the virtual setting to learning how to use Google Forms, you name it. All of our teachers have full access to this, and this was sent out to them direct. So it is pretty amazing that we have that. And like I said, we've got two fantastic teachers that are going to join us this morning.
Yeah, those fourth graders, I'm sure that's a handful for the teachers, keeping them online and keeping them engaged.
Okay.
It's kind of cool. So it'll be nice to hear what they have to say.
Yeah, so you kind of gave it a little bit of a snippet. They're fourth grade teachers. They're from Earhart Elementary. And before we even bring them on, I want to just say we've got some comments. So normally, I'll announce this a day or 2 days ahead of time of what's going on, and it'll go on Desert Sand's social media. Well, as soon as I announced this the other night, we immediately got comments. So this is a school parent, from what I understand, two amazing teachers. That's
Oh, that's
fantastic, and I hope
awesome.
that parent's watching now. Here's another parent who came on. This is, we got some celebrities here. This is fantastic.
I know.
And the comments are continue to come in. And hey, Katie's watching. She's watching. So this is fantastic. Never missed a beat with Mrs. Rivenes. So we're going to bring on Mrs. Rivenes right now. That's
Woo!
fantastic. And then we also have this is a distant relative of mine, Harriet
Oh,
McNicky,
I
watching
know.
from
Hi,
Camino
Mary.
Island. And then we also have Kim Jenkins with us. How you doing, Kim?
Yay!
Hi.
Ladies, thank you for joining us on Classroom Conversations.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
So we gave a little bit of a brief snippet of who you are and so forth. I think you guys will do it a little bit more justice. Mrs. Jenkins, why don't you introduce yourself to our DSUSD community that's watching?
Good morning. My name is Kimberly Jenkins, and otherwise known as Mrs. Jenkins. And this is my 5th year teaching 4th grade at Earhart. And I've taught at Desert Sands every grade from kinder through 4th.
Okay.
I think this is my 18th year, if I counted correctly, something like that. You lose track after a while. Really great to be here. And I love 4th grade, and I love teaching with Mrs. Rivenes. It's amazing.
Woo!
Awesome. Okay,
Yeah.
well, then Brittany, why don't you introduce yourself? I already shared that you're a former student of mine, a former Aztec student of mine. Why don't you tell a little bit more about yourself?
So I was born and raised here in the Valley. I went through Washington Charter School, Palm Desert Middle, Palm Desert High, Mr. Webb. He's my inspiration, one of my teachers. And I went to college and I came back and I knew I had to be here and teach here. And that was always my dream, was to come back. And Mr. Fisher, shout out to Mr. Fisher, hired me at Earhart.
There we go.
5 years ago. It's going to be my 6th year teaching. I taught 3 years in 3rd grade, and then this will be my 3rd year in 4th grade with Mrs. Jenkins. And she is my work bestie. We do everything together.
Look at that. So I'll share something, Brittany. Your 6th year of teaching coming up. I want to say I was in my 4th year teaching when you were a student of mine.
Oh, wow.
I know. I was trying to think about how old you were, because that was a while ago, but I know you're young. So I was like,
I'm 42. I'll flat out say I'm 40.
Yeah, it was such a fun time.
Yeah, Mary, we've got quite a history here going on with some great teachers in the desert with us, as well as a great alumni that's with us that's now a teacher. So that's fantastic.
I think our desert community, I don't think people realize how closely knitted we are through, I know someone who knows someone, or you meet someone and they go, oh, well, they come over, or like in our chef world, or you have a client, you go to dinner and all of a sudden you see the client in the dining room having dinner and they're yelling, hey, how are you? And being at for almost 8 years, I think, pretty close, right, first as a volunteer and then as the instructor. And then meeting all the teachers and having everybody come through for the events. Some of the faces are really familiar, but there was no names with them because it was just, oh, hi, how are you? And now we're starting to see names and faces, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah. Hey, I got to interrupt. Our superintendent's watching, and he wanted to just make sure that you guys are aware. He put up that you guys are rock stars.
Hi,
Yeah.
Scott.
Hello, Mr.
Yay!
Bailey. Thank you for watching. You
Thank
know,
you, Mr. Bailey.
let's have you guys talk about some of the rock star things that you're doing here. It's up to you. Brittany, Kim, who wants to share first about what you guys are doing with fourth grade over at Earhart?
Go ahead, Kim.
Well, when Mr. Webb, when you were talking about the new teacher orientation and how it looks different this year than in the years past, it like a light bulb went off in my head, because that's one of the things that our grade level's been working on, is how to take the things that we've done in the classroom and how to make that now work for us virtually. You know, instead of trying, I mean, not that we're not doing new things, but also taking some of those really diehard lessons that we love to do at the beginning of the year, you know, to create classroom community and to, you know, get the kids excited about the school year. And some of those lessons I don't want to give them up. So the thing that we're doing right now is, how do we translate those now into the virtual world?
Okay, that's fantastic. And can you share a little bit about what you're going to be, what an activity or something's going to look like?
Well, there's a beginning of the year activity that I do every year in my classroom, and it's a personal narrative, and I just find it to be really, really powerful. And normally they have their little writer's notebook, and I give them little handouts, and we work on it every day. It's quite a long process, and at the end they have this amazing writing sample that they have. And so that's what I've been working on, is how can I now translate that into the virtual world. But also, you know, our principal, the district and our principal has talked about, you know, really trying to mimic the classroom experience as much as possible. And so one of the things that I wanted to do, we're doing supply bags, and I was wanting to send home their writing, you know, the regular writing composition book that I send home every year. And they decorate the front of it. And so I'm trying to give them that in-class experience, even though they're home.
Okay, I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
And
I usually
go ahead, Brittany.
usually do like a hand, and they trace it on the first day. But I mean, we could do that through line, but I thought of something like a puzzle piece. So I created a puzzle piece, and they're going to create what their favorite things are. They're going to put it on the puzzle piece. And then once they're done, I'm going to take all the puzzle pieces and put them all together. And it's going to say this thing like, you know, your puzzle pieces matches our whole, or whatever.
Yeah. I love it.
So yeah, same thing, just trying to make them feel like they are part of the family of our classroom and of fourth grade. And with the supply bags, even giving them a name tag to have at their workspace at home, I think will make them feel like they're in the classroom. So
okay.
I think that's important.
What does the process look like over at Earhart for getting the supply bags? Have you guys gone into that and so forth yet?
We're starting tomorrow. Fourth and fifth grade is starting tomorrow with passing out supply bags, and then it's a couple Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, a couple grade levels per day passing out, you know, just their basic supplies, so they have things at home, and their consumables. That's another thing, you know, that we didn't really have in the spring for the elementary schools. I don't know about middle school and high school, but because we closed down with no notice, really, our kids didn't have their consumables, and that made it a little more difficult, you know, for our lessons. But now they'll have, you know, their district curriculum, and that'll, I think, make things a lot easier for teaching math and ELA especially.
Okay, and I'm assuming this is going to be like a drive-through.
Yeah, drive-through, stay in your car, mask up. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. I'm not sure who mans this account, but they just put up a little comment. I thought I'd just go ahead.
No,
I'm guessing that maybe. Okay,
Yay!
Mrs. Romansky, perfect.
Yeah,
I worked with Mr. Romansky for a long time. Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you did.
And then while we're on the comments, I'll also say we have another one here. Geez, you guys are just popular.
My God.
And then we have one more here.
Former
the best.
Yeah. Excellent. So I know, Brittany, you have your screen that you have some activities and some things you want to share.
So, yeah, I mean, we've been working a couple days on this fourth grade team, and we've been actually putting together a Bitmoji classroom. Sorry for the baby.
No problem.
I don't know if you can hear him. My husband's doing a training, so we're like going back and forth. Let's see. Let's do this one. Okay, so can you see my screen?
I'm going to bring it up right now.
Okay.
Awesome.
There we go. And then what I'll do is I'll make it full screen so you don't have to see our faces.
Okay. All right. So can you see my screen?
There we go. Yep.
Okay. So we're doing something like this, all of us in the fourth grade at Earhart, these are called Bitmoji virtual classrooms, or digital, I guess, whatever you want to call it. And there's so many resources online. This is like the new teacher thing, which is so funny. And you just add your little Bitmoji, which is a Chrome extension, and you just drag it in, whatever Bitmoji that you want. And, you know, you create it, I think, through an app on your phone. And basically we have a layout of what our classroom, where our students will go to every day. So we have a Monday, a Tuesday, still a work in progress, but these are all clickable things. You know, they go to Epic. This is the read aloud I'll start with, and so on. And then we have classrooms for like, here are your spelling words, so you never forget them, and so on. And then we have a math classroom where all of these are super cool. I don't know if any of the teachers watching, there's so many math manipulatives online, and parents too. And we found this website that has all of these, and these are just like base 10 blocks, and you click on it, and this is our first lesson in Go Math. So you can literally drag and show them on the screen, and the kids can even interact with it. So this is cool to have on our classroom, you know, just little things that they can click around on.
So I'll say when I first moved to the desert, I worked at Sylvan Learning Center, and their big thing was using those types of manipulatives for elementary kids. And those are exact same blocks that I used with the kids. So I'm amazed to see that it virtually looks exactly the same, and you can, in essence, do the same thing.
Yeah, it's crazy, and it's crazy that I didn't even know that these were online until now, which is great, you know. So when we do go into hybrid or in person completely, we do have these resources.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Mary, what do you think about that for your granddaughter coming up when she's going to be experiencing types of things like that?
I think because they're so used to being on screen and kind of talking to, you know, the emojis and whatever, that I think it's going to feel pretty normal, you know, that I know that talking with my neighbor, her little girl went from 5th grade to 6th grade and changed schools. So her biggest thing was, I asked her, because it's fun to ask them questions. I said, are any of your other students from the 5th grade, did they transition over to the 6th grade? Well, there's a couple, and I can see them online, and we just kind of wave, but some of them we don't know. And what they really seem to enjoy is the fact that they can be online in the morning, they have a break, and they can go outside and ride their bicycle. They can, you know, jump on the trampoline. They can have lunch, which they wouldn't be doing at school. They would be more at, you know, a structured situation of having lunch. And one of the parents said to me, she said, I kind of really like it because they get online and I just go away and do my own stuff. And they're not even in the house with me. They're so dedicated to being on the line with the teacher. She said, I could almost leave the house and come back and not worry what they're doing. So
when you have cool things like this available, I almost feel like this is like playing a video game for a kid.
I know, and we try to not keep it so busy, but there's so many fun resources out there that you can't not add to it. Like these are books that they can click on and read about place values that I had no idea were out there. So yeah, we're just trying to keep it simple and
Yeah, I was going to follow up on that, Mr. Webb, though. That's one of the things that we've been working on. I mean, we worked on it in the spring a lot too, and now we're working on it again, is trying to keep it fun and engaging so that they want to be there and they want to be, but then there's a fine line of not overwhelming them with too much stuff. So we work really hard on that balance of, we want to give them enough resources. There's so many cool things out there, but also making sure that they are clicking on those assignments that we want them to do and really focusing on what they need to get done.
Most definitely. You know, one of the big things that when I was at La Quinta, I had the privilege of going to many model schools conferences. And during the model schools conference, they were talking about gamifying education. But then they were exactly that, Kim. They were talking about if we gamify it, we just have to be careful because when a kid really gets into a game, they really get into a game. And they could be absorbed and sucked into that. So I love that you guys are making sure to, you know, walk that fine line there and teeter back and forth on it because it's definitely difficult.
I was going to say, we tweak it all the time. I mean, you know, it's a little bit of trial and error. And if we, you know, sometimes if we try something and we get a lot of feedback from parents or we're not seeing kids, you know, we see kids playing the games and clicking on things, but not finishing their assignments, then we have to, you know, we have to scale back a little bit.
Right.
Yeah. Right. So these are more resources than
Mhm.
but we're still working on it.
Oh,
We're trying to
totally.
figure it out. Yeah.
Of course. Now, if I'm a student in either of your classrooms, or if I'm a parent in either of your classrooms, how do I access this? How do I find
So
your
this
website? Is this on your website? Is this your homepage? What is this? Is this on the Google Classroom?
Google Classroom.
It's all on
Yeah,
Google
Google
Classroom? Okay.
Classroom.
Okay, so this isn't something that I guess I could go out and just look for. I need to be part of your
Right.
classroom.
Right.
So you have that protections and
Yes.
so forth. And
Yeah.
that's good to know. Very good to know. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you guys want to share about what's going on and so forth? With
Kim, do you want me to
With-
share anything else?
I just. That's a loaded question.
Sure.
I mean, I think that everybody knows that teachers, we're all working already. We're all trying to make sure that, we have classroom assignments that are, trying to, follow the standards closely, align closely with what we would regularly do in our classroom, make sure that we're setting, the norms and rules at the beginning, just like we would in our regular classroom for online learning. They're different rules, but we need to make sure that they know those before we start, and making sure that we have that classroom community and the kids know that we're still there for them, even though we may not be seeing them in person. I think those things are really important. And like I said, we're all trying our best to plan those lessons and plan for all of those things so that we have an amazing start of the year.
Of course. No, you guys are going above and beyond, and I love that everything that you're doing. And this goes to play with like our PD that we have going on with our professional development.
Yeah.
I talked to Courtney Fox this morning.
I know.
Not
Hey,
to
she's
confuse
another
her.
former teacher.
Yeah, former Palm Desert teacher that we worked with, and talked to her this morning. She works with our PD team and Mike Kent, and just the amount of teachers when they put out the ask, everybody just coming forward and say, hey, we need to do this.
Yeah.
And to go back to, let me bring up this screen real quick. To go back to this, I don't know if you guys have even seen this yet in regards to the toolkit. I was amazed because all of
Yeah.
these things are from different teachers in our
Yeah.
district.
Yeah.
And it's basically just opening up the book and saying, hey, here's our resources, feel free.
I know, it's great.
And it's just awesome that everybody is going above and beyond for these
Yeah.
types of things. Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
And
Kimberly,
we're lucky.
sorry.
Sorry.
Give us an idea of your daily, of like a daily routine, coming in, signing on. Because I think as a parent, I'm kind of curious as to how you manage who's there, who signed on, who ran to the bathroom, or somebody decided to not be online.
That's funny that you say that about the bathroom, because I just was looking at one of the kindergarten. I was talking to one of the kindergarten teachers yesterday, and they have a little book. I think that they must be sending it home in their little supply bags, and it has the rules. And on the very first page, it says, use the bathroom before signing on.
That's a good idea. We need to add that.
I know, it's so cute.
So I can also share, Mary, I know from what I understand with the secondary teachers I've been part of some meetings and so forth, I'm sure elementary is going to be doing the same. Just like they would take attendance in the regular classroom, Mary, they're going to be taking attendance here. So they'll be doing online check-ins and so forth.
So are all the students on a page, so you see everybody? You physically see a face or visually see a face?
Mhm.
Yeah, we're gonna hope for all the students, but we know some students will have to come in during the afternoon and check in and look, I'm doing the work. So it's gonna be hard to manage, but we're working on it.
Yep. And you talk about, Mary, all the students having access. So one of the things that, as you know, and I'll share with you ladies as well, last week or a week and a half ago, we had Bianca Ray on here, and she was able to sponsor 10 of our families with Wi-Fi and so forth. So I want to make sure to put that out there. Families,
Awesome.
we definitely are going to have some families that are in need of Wi-Fi. It's fantastic that we have our own LTE network that reaches all of our district homes and so forth. But there are definitely areas that are a little patchy.
Yeah.
As well as we have students that transfer in. We have a couple thousand students that transfer in every year, and our LTE network doesn't reach past that. So luckily, we have organizations like the Bianca Ray Foundation who's donated, and I'll tell our viewers, I'll tell you, ladies, this is some of the most viewers we've ever had in live going on right now. Yeah, so thank you for that. I'll tell our viewers, if you're interested in donating to help out with that process, it's $20 a month per family for 11 months. So $220 will get
Oh, that's
a
awesome.
family Wi-Fi buy for their students' Chromebook for the year.
Yes,
And
please, please, please. It will help us out.
And it's very reasonable, right? You can't go wrong with that pricing there.
Yeah.
But I want to make sure to flash that screen there too.
Awesome.
And ladies, I know that you
you.
guys got another training coming up as well. I want to ask, is there anything else that you want to share with the community before the school year starts and so forth?
I'm excited to start. I mean, we have our class list and I can't wait to meet all of them. So, you know, just shout out to my kids that are coming in. You don't know who you are, but, you know, stay positive and stay true to yourself and be active on the computer because it's so important.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, I love that stay positive. I for parents and students and teachers, you know, it's going to be there's going to be a little hiccup every once in a while, but just
we're not perfect.
You know, stay positive. If we support each other through this, I promise you, it'll be an amazing, amazing experience.
Yeah, definitely.
Mary, I would say that kind of follows along with our same theme that Mr. Bailey started off in the beginning of this. #DSUSD, we got this.
Yeah.
And I feel like with all of our families, yes, as you said, Kim, there's going to be hiccups, there's going to be little bumps in the road, but you know, stay positive, keep your head up, and keep working hard.
Yeah.
Well, you know,
that's all we can ask for.
Yep.
And some of the parents are trying to, you know, figure out how to worm their way through, you know, being like an independent contractor or self-employed or whatever. And the other day, I'm having a she shed built, and the guys that are building it for me, he has an 8-year-old, and so he came over with his computer and sat here in the kitchen with me and did his work while his dad was able to do his work. So there's ways that the parents are creatively thinking, you know, hey, can I bring my kid along? Can he sit on the porch? Or, you know, can he be somewhere in the house and then he can do his work? And yet that child isn't at home alone, and that parent is not making money. And it worked out fine. It was really fun. They were totally engaged. He didn't ask for any help. So I think on the other end, you know, when you're dealing with that with your parents, that there is options to make it work. They just have to kind of reach out there, see if it's okay to bring Billy or Sammy along, and it was fine. And then all of a sudden he says, "Oh, I have another class at 1:30," and then they looked at me and they go, "We got to go." So the student knew, as I think he's a 4th grader, 4th or 5th grader. I think he knew that he had another session at 1:30, and he came out and said, "Hey, I have a 1:30 session." I thought that was pretty cool.
Think about the different skill set. Different skill set that students are learning, and heck, adults are learning right now too, right?
Yeah. I think they're learning to be a little more independent, and that's
that's what I was going to say.
That's great.
They need to. Yeah.
I agree. And, you know, ladies, I want to make sure that I get you off here in a second, but I want to make sure that you know that we've got some other people watching. We've got some more comments. So Katie Corson, she's our big fan right today. We got to give her, she's one of our super fans. Thank you for watching. You guys all know this person very well. Yeah, and as well as we all know Samantha.
Oh, love Samantha.
Yeah, love Samantha.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but ladies, thank you so much for taking the time to spend with us this morning, sharing about what's going on in your classroom. Brittany, when you do, and Kim, when you get those links available and you do want to share some of those things, please share them with me and I can share them with our community here because I know that they like seeing those types of things. But Brittany, Kim, have a great first day of school. Have a great training coming up, and we'll see you later.
Thank you so much.
Bye,
guys. What you do.
So Chef Mary, pretty amazing things going on, isn't it?
I know, it's incredible. It would be fun to have them on in like another 40 days and sort of recap how this all transitioned out. I think they're surprised that the kids are going to do much better with us than we anticipated, just from hearing the conversations of the 4 little kids that hang around with me. You know, that they they're not having anxiety, they're not being nervous about the whole thing. They've already been on their computers, and like my neighbor said, she said it was like I could literally have gone away for an hour and a half and not worried about where they were because they were in school, technically, virtually in school. So I think it's a big heads up, and the flexibility of being able to maybe take a student with you to work, and they can sit in a corner and be on that, on the computer and do their classroom, where you'd have to hire a sitter or they'd have to be home alone or something. and that person still has the capability of making a living.
Yep. Like you said, it's all about being creative and getting, being forward thinking and so forth. And luckily, our district has teachers like Kim and both Brittany that are doing that. And they're able to provide our families with multiple things and multiple avenues to be successful in the classroom. Yeah, it's just, and it's also good to catch up with old friends. I've known both of them for a long time.
Well, and I think what's kind of interesting, I think for Madison, she's been in the same school since kindergarten, basically. So all the kids have gone with her through first, second, third, fourth, fifth grade. And during the summer, they've not been able to get together or see each other or be around each other. And all of a sudden, there's all of her little buddies on screen.
Right.
So now they're seeing people that they know and that they played with during the summer, or they went to camp or whatever. And I think that's going to be sort of a leg up, because I think you and I have kind of enjoyed the fact that we see someone and we go, oh my gosh, there's so-and-so.
I look forward to seeing you every day, Chef Barry, every Tuesday, Thursday morning.
I know, I do too. And it's like all of a sudden you go, oh my God, there's somebody that I know, and hi, how are you? And you're able to, extend that good morning and that smile and whatever. And I think these kids, when they actually get signed in, they're going to start to see their old classmates and their buddies or their best friend or, something like that. And then I think that will soothe them a little bit, that they look on and they see people that they know. They're not coming into, I think the kids are probably transitioning from one school to another.
Yeah.
That's probably going to be a little trial and error in the beginning, because they won't know the other people, or they won't be able to relate to them. And at some point when they get back in the, real school, then they'll be able to say, oh my God, there's so-and-so, I know you. And I think it's kind of, it's going to have an interesting path, shall we say.
Definitely, most definitely. So like I shared, Mary, we're going to have a full week of more types of these activities and people visiting. I do want to give you a little snippet of what I've got going on the rest of the week, and then I'll tell you what's going on with Classroom Conversations. So tonight at 6:00, I'm hosting Shadow Hills High School, and we are talking everything about Shadow Hills High School and their opening. So we're going to talk about their lesson plans, their schedule, and so forth. They have a whole team coming on with me, so we're going to be on for a good 45 minutes. And I'm excited to see what the secondary schools are doing, in regards to digital classrooms and so forth.
Yeah.
What Brittany and Kim shared with us, I thought that was awesome. I almost want to try and go out and create one for this and see how I can implement it. But
it made me think I want to be in that classroom for like a day and just click on things, click on this, click on that.
Well, I can see Kim is still behind backstage. Kim, you know what? You got Chef Mary for Career Day.
Yes, you
definitely
do.
got Chef Mary for Career Day. Yeah, she knows how to Zoom. She knows how to do all this stuff. But then I'll share with you Wednesday, tomorrow night at 5:00, and then at 5:30. I've got Palm Desert Charter Middle School. So at 5:00, we're doing the English version. And then at 5:30, we're going to do the Spanish version, where they're going to do everything, talk about their opening plans and so forth, which is very exciting. And then I do want to bring up the screen again, because I've got some other pictures to share with you. Let me pull that over. Let's see here. So the other pictures I want to share with you is the week of welcome. So Thursday, we're going to have something special. We're going to have some of our, you've already met Mary Alexander. Yeah, her and her sister came out and played guitar. Well, she's the ASB advisor at Shadow Hills, and we're also going to have Farrah Meadows on, and maybe even a couple other ASB advisors. They're going to talk about the week of the welcome, the first week back at school. So we're going to do a social media campaign where it's hashtag DSUSD Welcome Week, and then each day we're asking our students, our families, everybody to post something special about what's going on. So, the first one, what did you do last summer? Post your favorite summer picture. If you want to post something from last summer, or you want to post something from this recent summer. Yeah, exactly. Let's see, the night before school, wear your pajamas for the last time during the day. So that's when students, we're encouraging them to show up in the class in pajamas that day. Oh, I'm sorry, not the class, but to take pictures and so forth. And then with the first day of school, you start off with dress for success, wear your best outfit. So Mary, I might have to wear a tie that week for when we are on.
There you go. Yeah, I'll put on my prom gown.
And then Thursday's pretty cool. 3 things Thursday. Set 3 personal goals for the school year and write them down. And then, you know what? Don't only write them down. It's funny, when I work out, if you don't post it, it didn't happen. We're asking people to post it and share it. So we, kind of hold people accountable, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. And then on Friday, we're asking all our students to wear their student gear, their school gear that they
Oh,
have, and
that's
dress in
fun.
your school colors and post a picture. It'd be pretty cool. So we're going to have that going on. We've got that Thursday, as well as, while I got this picture up here, I forgot that this slide was here. Sunline Transit, they're asking all of our schools to let them know who our favorite teachers are and nominate a story. It sounds like they're going to be doing something fun for our students and so forth.
Well, that'll be
So
awesome.
yeah, I agree completely. Yeah,
Well,
definitely.
we've been working from home, and like right now, I was working to pretty much every day. So I went into the office on Friday, checked in, had a meeting with the chef, and I said, I'm not going to work Saturday and Sunday. I'm going to take 2 days off. He said, okay, fine, that's good. So Saturday morning, I get up and I go, oh, I thought of something I need to do. So I get back on the computer, I pull up all my programs, and I'm looking at things going back and forth. And I'm wondering with the virtual learning with the kids, do they have that option as well? That maybe, Friday afternoon they finished off, but then Saturday they kind of got up and thought, well, maybe I should go back on to my site and finish this or add to that, or does
So
it literally close down at the end of the day?
it's a great question. I know with our independent study programs for our high school and our secondary students, so that's six and above, 6 through 12, they do have programs like that. It's called Apex, where they can check in and do the work at their own pace.
Okay.
I would say, for something along the line with like Mrs. Jenkins' classroom, Mrs. Rivenes' classroom, per se, will they be able to go into Google Classroom? I want to say that's available at all times. It's a link on your computer. And will they be able to like access the links that Mrs. Rivenes had? Yeah, they can access those. But will she be there teaching? No, she won't be there teaching. But you'll be able to see some of the activities, some of the highlights, some of the PDFs, some of the PowerPoints that were shared. So you could definitely go and recap things. But I guess, like as you say, like if they want to do extra work Saturday or Sunday, I would say that would be their independent work that they're assigned. They would do that, just like any student
Okay.
would do homework and so forth. But no, that I know that is a model that I know. Was it Dr. Was it Mr. Jackson, Dr. Jackson over at Horizon Summit that they have there? So that is available to our families too. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Because I was
Yeah.
surprised
Yeah.
when I got up on Saturday and I had some time and I thought maybe I'll just pop in for a few minutes and look at this
Yep.
one recipe. Because I've done like over 1,000 lines of text and changing menus and vendor numbers and calculations and whatever.
Right.
And you find that you get into it and all of a sudden, like 4 hours later, you're like, I wasn't supposed to be working on Saturday, and now it's 4 hours later, and I'm still into this program, and I had to make myself get out of it. I shut it down.
Oh yeah.
So I think with the kids, I think they're going to find that they have that time on their own without any other people around you or being that disruption, that they can actually concentrate on a particular subject.
Oh, definitely, definitely. And then I will share that, after Thursday, potentially we're going to have Mr. Sexton, who's another teacher in the district, who's going to join us and talk about all the different things that he's doing on. Mrs. Wheeler from La Quinta High, she confirmed she's going to join us, as well as we got Mrs. Giroux from Ford Elementary, who's a special education teacher. She's going to join with us on Thursday, the 20th. So that'll be after school starts, but it'll give us a good insight, and we can ask
Yeah.
some questions about first day of school and see what happened and so forth. So Mary, we got a busy schedule. We become popular.
We do. I mean, I think it's exciting. I mean, for me, it's nice to understand it from my end, because then when you talk with your grandkids or whatever about what's going on, you don't feel out of the loop, because normally when they go to school, you drop them off at the school, but you have no idea what goes on during the daytime because they're with the teacher, and then they come home and then you say, how was your day? And they really don't want to talk to you sometimes. And then, you say, what did you do today? Oh, we drew. Okay. So now you can kind of pop in as a parent.
Yep.
And you can see what they are doing and
See a little bit more.
actually I actually thought it's another education for parents and other older people in a way.
Yeah, definitely. But I just want to say that I put my email address down at the bottom there. I know it says if you're interested in serving DSEF to email me, but also if there's certain topics and things that you want to know about, please email me. There's been a couple of parents and families that have done that already, and I've if I don't know the answer, like I said, I'm going to seek out and find you the right answer. And I want to say that I've got a pretty good success rate with finding the answers for everybody that has emailed me so far. But Mary, you know what? We got a busy week. I'm going to go ahead and we'll catch up later in the week. Okay.
I will. You have a great day. I'm going to go back to work. And actually, I'm going to try to go into the office today and just drop some stuff off.
Oh no,
My
we've
chef
got
and
a
I we're working really close together to fine tune this because we've got menus that are old
Yeah.
and vendors who have changed numbers. And some of the things I don't feel I have the authority to make the changes. So I'll meet with him and we'll go over that. And it's been really pretty cool, actually. It's like,
have him talk to me, Mary. You got all the authority to change the menu.
okay.
All right, but let me just say bye to our viewers here. Then I'll catch up with you backstage.
Okay.
But Desert Sands Educational Foundation community, thank you for watching DSUSD. Thank you for this format. And the foundation, thank you for the format. We'll catch up with you. As I said, I'm going to be on tonight at 6 o'clock. I'll be on Wednesday at 5 and 5:30. We'll be on Thursday with all interesting, great things coming out Desert Sands. So we'll catch up with you later in the week. Have a great day.
Have a great day, you guys.